your Nintendo Wii U.
All right.
Go into another room.
Podcast is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome, one and all, to the Gamers at Large podcast. Here we go with episode number 28. Good grief. Anyway, we're going to sit up here and get this party started. Starting off with Gilligan. Gilligan, what's your topic, buddy?
All right. Hello, everybody. It's the Gilster here, and today's topic I want to bring up is let's see, Sticks the Badger, the revealing of Sticks the Badger from Sonic Boom, and whether or not if she might be a new playable character or not, or just be a new character of the upcoming TV show.
Yeah, it's no telling, man. They probably sitting up here and bringing a new character to play. Who knows? Because you know that Sonic's been famous for having a large variety of playable characters.
Oh yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised, especially since I don't see Shadow on there and I don't see a bunch of them on there.
Yeah, I mean, too large, man, too large. The roster of playable Sonic characters, man. Hey, where did they get their ideas? I mean, did they sit up there and just literally say, okay, we're gonna have a new animal, so let's just put in a new animal. We don't have like enough animals, weird-looking animals, to put into these games. Crazy.
And for those of you who've noticed, I didn't do the intro thing. That's because my mind's been fried by a certain game that shall not be named.
Don't bring it up.
Too late.
A certain game in the Sonic franchise?
No, a certain game
Yes,
in the Mario
yes,
franchise.
in the Sonic franchise. Let's just leave it at that.
Does it have an eight?
Shut up.
Alright.
What is wrong with you? Be easy, yo.
I don't know what y'all fools talking about.
Thank you, Mr. T. Thank you.
My God, so aggressive.
Says the one that basically has been on a 48-hour binge.
Well, you know it is, man. You know what it is. You don't become the best from sitting around.
That is true.
No.
That means going by that, YouTube must be seriously addicted right now.
Yeah.
See, I thought we should name this. Wait, but y'all throwing every hint known to man.
No. I don't know. I don't know what y'all talking about. I've been playing Daytona USA.
Yo, it's been 2 8s to bring this up, okay? So y'all need to chill out. And we need to cart on towards a different topic and focus on what's at hand besides Mario.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he said it. No. Okay. Well, you know, aside from that Sonic roster, I'm just wondering exactly what are the play details of, you know, how it's going to play. Is it going to play like Sonic Colors? Is it going to play like classic Sonic? How are they going to do it? What?
I think it's gonna be like a more of a Sonic Adventure feel. The first one, not the second one. It's more like a Sonic Adventure feel, but having it's maybe a little bit of Jack and Daxter elements because just to remember that a few developers from the Naughty Dog, ex-Naughty Dog developers, are actually making this game. You know, from Big Red Button. It's literally run by mostly ex Naughty Dog staff.
Well, like I said, it could shape up to be a very interesting game, and more likely than not, I'll get it.
I'm definitely getting it. Like, I can't wait till they show more of it on E3. Which I'll say this right now: this year's E3 is definitely a place to be very hyped, not just for Nintendo, but even some of the third-party games.
Okay, I'm gonna bring up one thing on the game that people don't want to be named, only for one reason, because something's just become a meme, and that's Luigi's stare. Luigi's stare.
Talking about the green shell one where he hits like Waluigi.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
That is funny. I ain't gonna lie. That is funny. That is freaking off.
Someone actually made it. Someone actually edited to add a song into it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he actually does that stare a lot.
Hopefully it's a death metal song.
Because he's tired, and I can't believe I'm even adding to this, but he's tired of everything being Mario, whatever.
He's mad because this year's over.
Yeah.
Nah, it's not that. I mean, are we ever going to get to see a Luigi kart?
Oh Lord, dude, that should be like some kind of hidden Easter egg. You know what I'm saying? That you can unlock it, kind of like back in the day when you sat up there and you beat Super Mario World, and then you saw the whole entire fall theme going over the whole game. They should do something to that effect, where you sit up here and you max everything out. In Mario Kart, you see Luigi Kart, then all of a sudden there's something thrown in there to make it even more difficult.
And Luigi stares everywhere. I don't care. The TV displays his stare.
We ain't got nothing to be jelly about. I mean, he got 2 boss-ass games in Luigi's Mansion and Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. I mean, those are pretty boss
Oh
games.
yes, definitely.
He did, but when you compare that to the mountain of games his brother has,
Oh,
I say he need to be happy that he's actually a real person, because we all know that he was just a way to have a player too and a change of clothing, because that's all they could do in the graphics back then. So you gotta be happy that he got his own name.
oh Lord, bring up more hurtful memories for
I
us.
know.
That brings something to mind. Have y'all seen that video about brotherly love?
Mm.
On
Oh,
YouTube,
Lord.
when the guy plays like Mario and Luigi, talking about, hey, did you know Princess called? He's like, yeah, she called me. He said, then what happened? He's like, I hung up. That's why I'm tired of saving her.
Oh Lord.
Hey, that's funny.
Oh Lord. Oh man. But like I said though, a lot of things happened this past week, including, several announcements related to E3. And it's going to be kind of difficult to try to bring up all the topics without sitting up here and stepping on any toes here. But
Oh.
but what did you guys think of that adapter that they're coming out with for the GameCube?
Okay, I want to start this off, please. I am so happy for the fact that they did that, because I've actually been waiting to go back to the GameCube controller, because I can't play it. Of course, we can't play it on the Wii U, so that's why I had to just get that back. I'm so happy that literally they're having this option, because oh my God, that C-stick, oh God mode, that's how it goes. That C-stick is where it's at. So
oh Lord.
literally, now that we're gonna see it at the tournament this year, hopefully they also have
controller, damn it.
Exactly, but also hopefully we can see it at the little demo stations in Best Buys. I will be happy.
It was pretty good too.
That would be so boss.
Because literally, I want to play
damn.
with that controller again. I have my GameCube controller. Now that they did that, now I have even more of a reason to use it.
You think they're gonna start selling more GameCube controllers now and start doing that?
I would bet. Now they're gonna have GameCube controller branded ones with Wii U on it.
Well, I got my Waybird, so.
Because literally, especially for Smash and any fighting game, wired controllers are best option. That's how it goes. Wired controllers are always the best option. Because you never know with wireless, it could lose the connection, it could lag a little bit, have some latency. But with this, now it's all done. Because literally,
I know what you're talking about, because remember what happened when they were demoing Skyward Sword? What happened with all the cell phones interfering?
Yep. So that's why I'm glad they did this, because now I know the people that are entering the tournament are happy, because they're just like, oh, so we have to play with the wireless controller. Now, guess what? They get to play with the GameCube wired, because literally, wired is the best option. You get, of course, the best response and everything. Because it's wired directly.
Can I add to something? If they decide to sell the GameCube controllers, that I will be ever so happy. So that way I can actually utilize a brand new GameCube controller instead of the one that I have, which has a rubbed off analog stick. And this also may confirm that a possibility of GameCube games being ported to the Virtual Console.
I haven't actually no doubt.
That's pretty much. They pretty much said to everybody, look, we're doing it. I mean, because there's no other reason. There's no other reason. You're not gonna do something like that for one game. You're not gonna do. You're not gonna do a peripheral just for Smash Bros. That's dumb. And a waste of money.
But see, another thing is that why would they do this shortly before E3.
Right.
This is like them giving you a taste, saying, just so you guys know, we've been listening. We're going to release this. We're going to give you a taste before E3 and do the big announcement during E3.
Yeah. I mean, the timing is the most, I think, the biggest red flag is because Smash Brothers for Wii U ain't coming out until December. So there's no reason to even show that peripheral yet. You know, so I mean, the tournament ain't big enough a reason. They could have just did it, you know, using the gamepad or classic controller, or not classic controller, the
Pro controller.
Pro controller, right? So that, to me, that says GameCube Virtual Console is on the way.
Yeah, because I doubt sincerely Nintendo will be pulling a Steel Battalion with this thing.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started with Steel Battalion, heavy armor, and whatever.
This is something that you also said back then too, how it was impossible to put Mario Sunshine on the Wii U Virtual Console. Now it's possible.
Yeah, because remember, we need analog. We need analog triggers.
Yeah.
But see, another thing about it is that if you look at this like this overall, this is going to take away a lot of the hype that would have came with the other two. Because you do something like this before E3, you're basically taking away a lot of hype they would have gotten. This is also building up Nintendo hype towards E3. So if we get these little surprises before the conference comes around, like the Mario Kart and the Smash Bros. They could have waited for that. They could have waited.
Yeah, they really could.
They've been letting things out a little bit at a time. They're saying that what you're seeing now, just wait till E3.
The thing is, though, that music that they put when they showed off the GameCube controllers, that sexy music, man.
No, okay, dude, that's creeping me. They starting to creep me out with that crap. Man, first Mario Kart with the whole look at the curves, like, whoa, hey, hold on now,
Bro,
but she fake.
No, it's worth it though, because that GameCube controller is the sexiest controller out of history.
Okay.
Look, all I gotta say is bum chicka wow wow. Oh,
yeah. Shout out to Black Nerd Comedy. I think he had it right in his little video about the GameCube controller. We watching Ron right now.
Yo, guys, just think about it. What if, you know, if they actually do sell like a GameCube Lite controller or new GameCube controllers, what if they actually manage to implement clickable analog sticks, right? The clickable analog sticks and an extra shoulder button, because that's what the GameCube controller lacked before. So just imagine that.
That's gonna be a problem then, because then they're gonna need to stop selling the Pro controller. Because right now I'm looking at, I got, let's see, 2 Wii remotes, 2 classic controller Pros. I got 1 Pro controller and a gamepad.
Then why would they
add a GameCube controller to it?
Why would they
what's killing me. Is that I'm just gonna say that's what's killing me, is that the to me the classic controller has always kind of been not the classic controller. I keep saying classic controller. The Pro controller has always, to me, been a kind of a step back because of the analog triggers. Like, we don't got that. GameCube had that. So to bring the GameCube out, you're gonna make people want that that analog control on the triggers.
Exactly.
For, racing games and things like that. So it's kind of weird that they would even do this, because now, like I said, you're just gonna want people to be able to play games on their with their GameCube controllers instead.
Unless they just gonna let you, unless that GameCube peripheral is only gonna be with like certain Wii U games and just the actual the Virtual Console GameCube games. That's the only thing I can think of.
I'm sure that's the case, but the problem is you're gonna have videos about people crying. Why can't I use this for?
Yeah, they're gonna cry regardless. Still fine.
But you know what? When it comes to that,
man. But like I said,
I don't think they are. Because if they do that, yes, for this game, I can understand that, because Smash Bros. Was most popular with the GameCube controller. It really was. But I can't see them implementing that in any other newer games, because it would just complicate things. It will overshadow the Pro controller or any classic Pro controllers or anything. They basically shooting themselves in the foot. This is being done for this game, and probably for a few other GameCube classes they may come back around, and it's being done for the Virtual Console GameCube. But to me, nothing else, because they'd be killing themselves. The current Pro controller don't even have a headset jack, and that's the problem.
You see though, if they make it where they don't sell GameCube controllers at all, then they really don't kill themselves. Because then that way, because right now, who's gonna really find a GameCube controller anywhere? I know GameStop has that cheap
That
Garbage.
knockoff.
Yeah, that knockoff one which no one wants to buy. So, like, the only places you can find it is one of those retro gaming stores. So,
eBay.
or eBay. So it's not really. So the thing is, it's not really gonna be anything like they're not really stepping themselves on the foot. It's just another control option. And
Yeah, exactly.
the Pro Controller. Now, I would like it, okay, if they end this design, bring in a GameCube controller type Pro Controller with a headphone jack if you would like it.
That's what
And
I'm
that
trying to say.
But at the same time, I'm liking how this Pro Controller, out of all these days playing a certain game, you guys know what I'm talking about, it has not died out. So I'm thinking adding a headphone jack would actually decrease some of that. So, because
but bringing out a GameCube-like Pro Controller would make
Yeah.
the peripheral obsolete.
Yeah, that's the problem.
They're shooting themselves in the foot either way.
No, but the thing is, it's just like for those Pro Smash players, though. I mean, this one would be wireless. But for the Pro Smash players, they want that peripheral. Like,
And they also don't want to play with items.
Yeah, exactly. So it really will not be a problem because it's just another option. This option right here is just for the Pro Smash players that love the GameCube controller. That's all it is for.
Yeah, but a lot of pro players are going to end up using a Wavebird anyway. I mean, some may use wireless, but the Wavebird controller was probably the best wireless controller ever made before wireless really took off.
You got a point. I miss mine.
And I just want to say, since we talk about controllers and all this, the Wii U has the most control options of any game system in history. I mean, just look at the back of your Mario Kart 8. Oh my god! Oh,
that's ridiculous.
Look at the back of the Mario Kart 8 box and see how many different controllers you can play this damn game with.
Dude, I'm telling you. And then the other ones, all they have is what? Connect and just one controller. Like that's it.
Connect, what's that?
Not even Connect.
What's that?
It may say better with Connect, but you can't.
The PS4.
Quick question: why would you need additional control options when you only have one type of game to play? No backwards compatibility, anybody?
Oh, we trolling.
And now,
Zen, you're wrong. We got to move on.
I was gonna say this.
direct all your hate mail to Zen Gamer.
I'm gonna say this too. To add on to that, is literally they made the smartest choice in the world. Because that's what Nintendo is there. They always go for the backwards compatibility because that is the smartest choice.
You know what?
And,
I'm gonna.
Wait, hold on a sec.
Sorry.
And the thing is, they made that smart choice because now with the Wii U, since they're bringing all this stuff, basically this one console, you could play GBA, DS, all the Nintendo console history.
Even
and
Turbo
handheld.
16.
Yeah, all
Pretty much.
except for the Virtual Boy. We all know that. But all
What's
that
that?
in one console. All of that in just one. Literally, they made the best choice.
Pretty much because, I mean,
broken-ass gamer.
And
I'm
okay.
gonna take it a step further. I mean, why do you need 9 controller options when all you got to play is Playroom?
I need to leave the podcast, man.
T,
Have
T,
fear thrown at us.
I might have a video on that.
Yeah, T, how's that thing going? You got a lot of good people in there. I tried joining, but I don't know. I felt like
Okay.
Secret Service is after me.
Guys, can I add something to that?
Yeah.
You know, speaking of the backwards compatibility, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Backwards compatibility sells. Wanna know why? I work at Best Buy, right? I think I'm not sure I told you, but I work at Best Buy. And when I tell these people, right, about the Wii U, when I tell them, right, that the Wii U is fully backwards compatible with all your Wii games and accessories, a lot of people actually went on it as like, oh snap! They like, I did not know that, and they literally just said, I feel like buying this system. They said they want to buy the system in the near future.
You can't get that. You can't get that information from GameStop.
Oh Lord, don't get me started on that.
That's true though. That's true though.
You know what's funny though? My friend actually works at a GameStop, right? He just became manager. And literally that is probably the most Nintendoist GameStop you'll ever be in. Literally, he will like literally because he got this one guy that was in the Watch Dogs midnight launch, and he's like he was talking so much trash of the Wii U, how it has no games, how it has no stuff, like the other console stuff. Yo, my friend turned on. Oh shoot! Like he just dropped bullets, and like he was shooting bullets and like dropping bombs everywhere, man. Because literally.
He threw a plasma grenade.
He basically just destroyed this guy because right now he basically, of course, he said right now the PS4 and 3 and 1 do not have any games whatsoever. And just to tell everybody, I put that thing back in the box. Yes, I did. Because literally, I don't know what to do. I don't care. I don't care. Come at me. I don't care.
Hey, I can even add to that.
Also, please direct your hate mail to.
Yeah, direct it on me. I don't want these guys to be blamed for anything.
I can add to that. Now, I wanted to have Mario Kart the day it came out. Wasn't able to, even though you guys have been abusing the hell out of YouTube with it. But let me finish. I wasn't surprised that there was not a single copy of like Mario Kart in my 100-mile radius area on the GameStop website, a used copy that had been brought back. But Watch Dogs, all 4 consoles had used copies already back in the store as of Friday afternoon.
Wow.
And I'm like, didn't you just launch on the 27th and people already brought you back? I'm talking about PS4, Xbox One, PS3, Xbox 360. There was 4 in my area. That's just my area. So I can imagine all the US.
That reminds me. Speaking of that, used games and stuff. I believe when I went to the Bay Plaza GameStop, right? Holy crap! I saw a huge stack of PS4s. The amount of PS4s there are used now has grew a lot.
Gilligan, man. Listen, you're lying because the PS4 is the fastest selling console. Stop.
Hey, in Call Moriarty's words, everybody has a PS4 in their home out of those 7 million.
That dude is a drone extraordinaire.
Oh, Lord.
But like Razorholic said, though, it's not the fastest selling console because the Wii outsold that less than 5 years ago.
Exactly.
That's the IGN spin factor.
But see, it sold what? It sold like $3 million units in the month of December back in like 2009, 2010.
You know what? And the Wii, and you know what's funny? The Wii still selling.
That's crazy right there. That to me is just crazy. The fact
and the previous Mario Kart still selling.
It's ridiculous. I'm sure it's gonna get a little boost now because of Mario Kart 8. It's gonna get a boost.
Oh heck yeah!
You're gonna know some GameStop employee's gonna be like, oh, you want Mario Kart 8? Here you go. You want a new Wii U? Here you go. Sitting up here and just jipping people. I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Some old granddad and grandma sitting up here trying to buy something nice for their grandkid, and then all of a sudden they pull that little okey doke.
So just to build off of what Ken said about the returned Watch Dogs copies, I just wanted to get into my topic because before we ended up going off course, like we usually do.
I like that play on words you use. So keep going.
ADHD at large.
So Watch Dogs came out this week, as everyone knows. It is not the biggest star of the week, but let's not go down that route. Got a question for you guys. Do Western games overhype and then underdeliver?
That's an interesting.
Great topic.
It depends on what game it is and who's making it.
Okay, I got an example. And Mr. T,
It's
you
pretty
said
much a yes and a
Grand
no.
Theft Auto 5 overhyped.
That's a prime example.
And the only reason they got that much, hype is because they released the online after the game.
And don't get me wrong, because I don't hate Grand Theft Auto. Like, there's a lot of things I really like about Grand Theft Auto, like the comedy, the radio stations and the TV stations and the
story. The story.
The story. But when I'm playing a game, so the game got to play functionally. The controls to this day are still, they haven't really moved on like Grand Theft Auto 3. It feels, control-wise, it's still kind of wonky to me. Especially, oh my God, the driving.
Well, there's one game that I would say that people are going to sit up here and say, shut up, Quan, that didn't under-deliver for me was because of the fact that I was a fan of the original series was Fallout. Because the first time you left the vault, you got that. If you got that nostalgia factor, remembering what what it looked like in back in the old isometric days, and then just seeing it realized in full 3D was it was awesome. It was like the first time when you seen Legend of Zelda realized in 3D. It had that feel to it.
Hey man, Quan, I know you love Fallout and everything. I know you're looking forward to the next one. But does it give you $1 every time you say Fallout?
Or like the Honest Game trailer guys say, Skyrim with guns.
I love Skyrim with guns. What can I say?
Exposed.
No, I'm serious. I've always been a fan of that series. I like the whole retro feel that it has. A lot of that 40s music and whatnot.
It's, really not bad. It's actually a pretty decent series. It's really not that bad.
I don't feel like it's been overhyped. I feel like it's pretty much right in line with what you expect from it.
Well, I do wish they would spend a little less time hyping their games and a little more time making sure
it's glitch-free. Yeah.
That would be crazy, because if these companies did not hype their games up, they wouldn't even sell a quarter what they sell now. Take Grand Theft Auto and take away the hype. You wouldn't have got $1 billion in 3 days. You would have got more like maybe a good, 200-300 million.
I'm just curious. Which game would you rather play? Grand Theft Auto 5 or Bully 2?
Bully 2.
Yeah, Bully 2.
That's one of Rockstar's best titles, I have to say.
They're set in the same universe,
Yeah.
Yep. They should have do that crossover game.
Oh,
now if that happens where I can play it, oh shoot, I would love that. Wedging everybody.
Hey, I don't know about you guys, but personally, I'm looking forward to the next Red Dead.
Yeah.
Red Dead, yes.
Yeah.
Red Dead's another good one.
Rumored something's supposed to happen at E3 supposedly.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Rumor that will be flopped in 3 days.
Damn rumors.
Rumored, like I said, rumored. I ain't seen no.
Rumor. Don't you mean official leaks?
Oh Lord.
Well, that's kind of funny.
I can see Sony right now saying, "Shh, IGN, we got a game coming out, but we didn't tell you this."
Yeah, because like a lot of those leaks, I don't believe are leaks. I believe they're just like timed little release notes. Because if it was a real true leak, somebody would be getting fired.
Caser's asking if I'm going to buy Wasteland 2. More likely than not, yes.
And if there were actual leaks, we'd be getting the tried and true response from these publishers and developers, which goes like this: we do not comment on speculation and rumor. Yeah.
Well, I will say that as far as Sony goes, anyway, this year, this could mean one or two things. But this year, they haven't spilled all the damn beans out right before the damn show. At least not so far.
Well,
I have a question for you too.
And what is Zen? The reason why they can't spill the beans is because there are no beans to spill.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. No beans.
That's what I'm worried about.
The spoon is in the can, and ain't no beans left.
See, that's the thing. That's what happens when you leak things, so-called leak, right? And actually announce your things like Microsoft. They basically just came out with everything. They're just like, yeah, new Gear's coming. Yeah, we all know that.
But see, I read an article recently that the reason why they use terms like rumors and leaks is because if a company actually came out and made an official press conference statement, that's boring. People love scandal. People love hearing about things that aren't supposed to happen. So when you say leak, people jump on it. You build a hype train because it shouldn't have came out. Psychologically, it shouldn't have came out, but it did. And you're privy to hearing about it. But when you just come out, if Nintendo comes out and says, "Hey guys, we got Smash Brothers. It's gonna come out on December whatever 2014." That's exciting but boring. But you say it's been leaked. It's coming out in August. The hype train builds up, and then that's when you get these unexpected delays where it's like, "I'm sorry guys, it won't make it 2014. Perhaps the middle of 2015."
Go on, man.
Well, I think that's kind of Sony's problem because, like at last year's E3, people have short-term memory loss, but they straight up said they had like so many developers working on all these new titles, and it was supposed to be they're going to be coming out fast, and all of that got pushed back. All of it got pushed back because like a lot of it is pushed back to 2015.
This is a fact.
So I mean,
this is a fact.
You mean
based on what Jay just said? for anyone looking forward to Sony's E3 2014 press conference, it's going to be closer to E3 2015 before you actually play them.
But I'm not, and honestly, I mean, because they did that last year, and like, and if people remember, everybody was getting all hyped up, and they was all, yeah, we're gonna get this, and I was sitting there thinking, I'm like, okay, y'all said all these games, but y'all never said which ones is being done by who, and what the release date. They just said, you know, it's coming soon.
Hey man, Sony knew what was going to happen with this lineup, man. Yeah. Otherwise, they would not have chosen the slogan "Greatness Awaits."
Right?
Never in the weight room. Like,
freaking
honestly,
greatness awaits forever, man. It's just like
Sony lives off of hype and hype alone. That's it. They used to be great, but now they live off of hype only. The PS4 is only selling because of hype, and as you probably have read in Japan, that hype has already died down. They're already selling below Wii U.
Hey guys, speaking of official announcements, I'm wondering, what do you think the impact will be with the announcement that Nintendo Japan made that they're phasing out the Black Wii U console and the bundles that they have over there?
What
do you think?
They were gonna have to at some point.
They're phasing them out, but what do you think they're up to?
No clue.
They're gonna. My thing is, they're gonna build consoles around, like you say, the bundles are gonna be around Mario Kart 8, Smash Brothers, probably Bayonetta, or even Hyrule Warriors. They're gonna build bundles around these games that they know people are gonna expect this year.
And none of those bundles are gonna come over here.
Hey man, don't speak that.
Nintendo of America localization for the win.
I'm not 100% on this. Like, are you saying? So they're phasing out what then? Like the Mario, Super Mario U bundles, and what else?
Yeah, and a Wii Party U bundle.
Them bundles. They're phasing them out, and they're phasing out the Black Wii U console.
Yeah.
I mean, I swear, man, when it comes to
the black one.
They're phasing out the black one over there in Japan.
They already did the white one.
When it comes to NOA and localization, man, I swear they must have a troll making the decisions over there, man. Because he looks at the list of things and like, nah, they don't want that. It's past of, great stuff will do well over here. So I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? Dude, if you're listening, what's up? Seriously.
Oh Lord! Localization has always been a problem with NOA. They've always had a hard time with that because otherwise we wouldn't have needed Operation Rainfall.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. It's always been a problem with them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we didn't get Terranigma. We didn't get there's tons of games that we didn't get that we should have gotten.
They better not stay up here and do the same thing with X because. Heads gonna roll, man. I'm telling you, heads gonna roll.
No.
I think they got the message on Xenoblade.
No. Yeah, exactly. Because literally, you don't show off a game that's not gonna come out in the region. That is just stupid.
Yeah.
If you do that is the worst choice.
But not only that, but this is their biggest region when it comes to sales, North America. Like, even though Japan may be a bigger fan of like more games, that we have the biggest impact on their sales. Like, if they fail over here, it's like they really is like really bad for the console.
Yeah,
that's true in a way.
Too, X is going to be shown over here too because of the or launched here too because of the fact that there's like a lot, and I mean a lot of people that play those like MMO RPGs and open world RPGs and stuff like that. So it's just like. For real, there is no reason that they do not launch this game at the U.S. Because literally, I'm looking forward to it, and if they do that, Reggie.
There was one era with the Japanese market for consoles, I believe, was bigger, and I think that was during the N64. I think the N64 sold more in Japan than it did here.
Man,
that was what Sega Dreamcast, N64, and PlayStation 1. Yeah.
My hype is that huge for this X game that if they don't localize, because I'm in the North American region, for those who do not know, I would get a plane ticket from Trinidad and coming to you, Reggie. Better be
actually, I wanna
go ahead.
I was about to add in something. Speaking of sales, believe it or not, Mario Kart 8 has sold about 400,000 copies of Mario Kart 8 in Japan within launch.
That's not bad.
That's not talking about Mario Kart 8 today.
Yeah, we once.
We're trying to avoid that.
They were trying to.
Okay.
trying to avoid that, but it's not working apparently.
I don't. What is that? It's just Mario Kart 8. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know something to talk about. What about what they were talking about in game trailers when they were posting their theories and wishes for Wii U?
Oh my god.
Man, I will not distinguish that with a comment.
that list was funny. A lot of it was good, but like I said, a good portion of it was just flat out dumb.
The part you read the other night was dumb.
I don't watch game trailers. I'd rather not hit myself.
They just need to rename that site instead of GT. Rename it FOD. Flat
Game
out dumb.
trailers.
I mean, the one that really got
I'm
me.
gonna call them game trailers, but
The one that really got me was full customization of Link, including looks and gender.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't mind
that's
options. Don't
blasphemy.
get me wrong. Exactly. I don't mind options. Don't get me wrong. But that's like sitting up here and what they tried to do with Superman back in the early '90s when they gave him that unitard suit.
Yeah.
You know what?
Trying to forget about that.
You know what, game trailers? I want the next Call of Duty to have a sword in it. How's that?
Oh Lord.
You know, speaking
Man,
of game trailers,
come on now.
Speaking of
If they
game
have a
trailers.
sword, melees would be out of control.
No, Call of Duty. I would like to see horse combat.
Well, Wiz.
You got that in Black Ops, man.
And Black
So-
Ops, yeah, you have that.
No, but I want it to be a staple. Forget about one game. I want it to be a staple.
Yeah,
No,
that wasn't the
speaking-
multiplayer either. Though.
Okay.
Speaking about game trailers, though,
Mm-hmm.
what about that Jeff Keighley toasting?
Oh,
Y'all already know how I feel.
Freaking stupid.
Y'all already know how I feel about that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you
so
saw
that's
mine.
all I need to know.
Doritos.
My comment on the Nintendo page, the Nintendo, when they announced it, I got a few likes. If you you saw my comment.
I hope freaking Mr. Keeley, the Doritos Pope, I hope he knows that he's going into a nest of Nintendo fans. If he says anything out of line, they're gonna kill him.
I mean it. I want to see a wrestling match between Reggie and Jeff.
Oh, Reggie Royal.
Here's my thing. I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, if you do that, why not just have Pachter host a digital event? It's the same damn thing. 'Cause I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. Jeff Keighley is about as biased as it comes, and then he has an attitude when somebody calls him out on it. So I'm like, man, if you do that, you might as well just go on and call up Pachter and be like, hey, why don't you host our digital event? But the thing is, I don't think Keely's gonna be doing that because they showed all those other people who gonna be out there with him, and I don't think he's gonna do that. I would hope not, because I don't think Reggie's gonna be at that. He's gonna be there, but I don't think he's gonna be there the whole time. So he's gonna have that to work on. He's gonna have him to try to go at.
Yeah.
damn coins.
Somebody's still playing the game that shall not be named.
Well, I'm
You know,
I hate Jeff Keighley's face.
Oh Lord, Jeff Keighley.
I think a lot of people hate his face.
Jeff Keighley doing the VGXs, that was priceless.
you know what?
If anything, if there was any reason why he shouldn't be hosting VGX,
There you go.
that just killed it right there.
Oh man, yo, hey, he better, I really don't want to look forward to another VGX this year, man. I'm telling you, because the last one was an freaking abomination, man. I mean, how do you freaking follow that up? I mean, how do you keep that
son,
going?
what you talking about?
The freaking hosts didn't want to be
Yo,
there.
Cranky saved the show.
Hell, Reggie didn't want to be there.
Reggie didn't want to
Reggie
be
was checking
there.
his watch like several times during the whole show.
Joe McHale was mad that he was there.
Exactly.
The people that won Game of the Year, they didn't want to be there. They just like, man, can y'all just get me out of here, please?
And
Some
then,
of them
of
got
course,
handicapped running, with the meter running, waiting.
Yeah. And the bad thing about it, they did Game of the Year like an hour into the show.
exactly.
So
And
what was
then
the point to keep watching?
Not really the worst
what
part.
about
It was
the-
Keely being Keely, trying to push Reggie into saying something he didn't want to say. I mean,
Something he's
it's
not
like,
allowed to say.
What
yeah,
about that?
yeah.
What about that amazing GTA 5 concert of original music?
Oh,
that was
What an embarrassment.
I mean it like
They're saying it nicely.
I mean it like I feel every single time their budget is just dropping. It was like at $1 million, then it goes down to 500,000, then it goes to a quarter, then it goes to 10. It's just like I don't know what
hey.
you're gonna do.
Like, what you can do with 350?
Yeah, I mean, with the next one, the director's gonna be all right. We got $10. What can we do?
I think
he wants to buy him Little C's.
Man, go to the dollar store.
I think it's a parody of the game industry that we have. I think that was a perfect parody of the gaming industry what we have, because obviously the budgets are absorbent and they had to cut back big time, and that's what we had with that show. An embarrassing show put on by students. It was like a student expo. It was terrible.
And then we got the premieres, the real footage premieres that we saw months earlier at E3. We also have the developer interviews on the freaking chairs, and nobody wanted to be there.
Nobody.
The most excited person there was this clown from freaking Gearbox. What was his name?
Randy Pitchford?
Randy Pitchford. Yeah, him.
Wow, only Randy Pitchford. Only Randy Pitchford.
That's right. I mean, he has to live up to his name. He is the ultimate pitchman. This dude can sell shit for big bucks. So, I mean, come on. I mean, and this is supposed to be representative of the video game community, the gamer community. This is like the big show. This is what we have.
This is what happens when the show takes over the actual games,
Put it like this. You will never see the Academy Awards doing a web series. You will never see that. You will never see the Grammys. They're not going to be on TV. They're just going to be on the web. You'll never see that.
To me, that's the problem with the show, period. It so wants to be a serious, taken for serious award show. And I'm sorry, but video games ain't about that. That's not what we about.
It's supposed to be about having fun.
For years, they've been talking about, these games are rivaling Hollywood movies, and so the game costs $60, the movie costs $10. I mean, that's not even a fair comparison. So, for years, video games wanted to be taken as seriously as Hollywood movies, and I think that in itself is a joke. That's not what video games is about. Not to me. Anyway.
To be honest, people, anyone listening to this who did not see the last VGA. Don't listen to us talk about it and then want to experience it for yourself. You're pretty much better off watching one of our podcasts because it's 100 times
better. Like, literally, about it. I think somebody else should literally, or at least some other kind of thing that's not really a biased thing, which is really hard to find out these days, but they need to find somebody else that does these video game award things, man, because that was just trash.
No, but
how about you get actual gamers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get actual gamers to do it. People that game either professionally, competition-wise, or they're just full-time gamers. Period. They're the ones that can appreciate and take the show for what it's worth. It is video game awards. It's not about you're not trying to win an award for most realism or something like that. It's about gaming.
I know some YouTubers that can actually make good award hosts. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, Mr. T.
There you go.
That would be kind of awkward, though. The camera pinned it down to a 3-foot tall doll.
Well, no, you know what? It could be like a little instead of showing you the announcer, it shows like the big TV screen in the background, and it shows like you in a little playroom video, but you're talking to the crowd.
Playroom.
Oh Lord.
I'm thinking we can do that.
Some augmented reality.
Mr. T's video in the Playroom would fit right in with the comedy, quote-unquote, videos they had at the VGA, because those things were...
Now, you know what?
They left a lot to be desired.
But they should make that Mr. T's just like they did with the picking at E3, like on the screen, it would show up like random people's pockets are on the screen. But they show like Mr. T like popping up all over the place.
Oh Lord!
Look at these chairs.
Freaking VGAs are an abomination. Do not ever waste your time watching it. And if you're watching it, make sure we're talking over it, making it entertaining for you guys.
Nintendo should bring back Space World. There you go.
Yeah, totally. Space World was pretty cool.
Totally, they should. Yeah, I agree with that. Do their own thing, They've been trying to do their own thing for a while, so we'll just go ahead and go all the way out and go back to what you did,
Exactly. Do Space World, and I'd say broadcast it somewhere like I don't know what would they would broadcast. I would say Spike TV, but I know better.
Yeah, thank you.
I would say you can't do it on G4. G4's dead.
Yeah.
AMC. There you go. Do it on AMC.
But you know what? I think the reason why the VGA kind of sucks is that video games overall are trying. Well, they've been doing this for a while, but they're trying to become more like movies and not like
Right.
games. And
Right.
so they're actually judging them and taking them and looking the same way. Like you look at, The Last of Us, which that game is
Oh
okay.
my
I
God.
won't say it's great. I won't say it's great. But that game tries to be basically a playable version of World War Z in a sense. In a sense.
Right.
Hey, Ken,
Yeah. Don't.
I got something for you, man. It's not called a game. They're not trying to be movies. They are interactive experiences.
Oh yeah, Beyond Two Souls is a great movie.
Yeah. Don't.
No. That's not the name of the game. Beyond Two Cutscenes. Get it right.
Beyond Two Cutscenes.
Because literally, I'm getting sick. I'm really getting sick of every single time they really focusing on like the cinematic parts of these games and not focusing on the gameplay. The fun parts of like actually playing it and stuff. No, it's just about the story of how one freaking like as in Beyond Two Cutscenes. Oh look, this is a story about a girl and her imaginary friend. It's just like for real. All right, that's great. Where's the gameplay? Oh,
Well,
what,
you
there
see-
was no gameplay? Like,
The only games that I actually appreciate that had a lot of cutscenes are Mass Effect and Xenosaga Episode 1.
I know
Pretty
you
much.
watched it, the other one.
It does make sense that they do focus on the cutscenes and the movie cinematic parts of these games, because when you really think about it, that is what sells these games. When they put these parts of these games in the trailers, that's what you see the most. When they do a video game reveal, what do you see first?
Cutscenes.
Exactly.
Or in the case of like the commercials, do y'all recall that was it the Midnight Club or Need for Speed commercial? It was like nothing but cutscenes, no in-game play.
Yep.
It could be.
Pretty much.
It could be far worse. It could be like that one commercial that they had over there for Dead Island, where they had their whole thing put backwards and it looked nothing like the actual game.
Oh yeah.
It looked
I mean,
nothing like the actual
That was
game.
I
amazing.
mean, when your budget
Game.
is in excess of $500 million and you got 900 people working on the game and it still releases broken, come on. I mean, come on. And you got these
Watch
dudes.
Dogs.
Exactly. And you got these dudes out here, one and two guys working on the game, and it's epicness, I mean, come on. I mean,
Had time.
had in time. Damn, y'all right on the page with it. Had in time, right? Exactly. I mean, wow. Something is wrong in the industry when that's the case.
Well, you see, the next best game in the video game industry has to be the next Assassin's Creed. I mean, we've got freaking 9 studios working on it, so it's got to be good, right?
And it still don't have not one ninja and not one samurai.
No, but
I'm telling you, that's the
you know
one
what,
Assassin's
to me-
Creed that would make me buy it for real.
no,
Like,
but
I've just been renting them for the past few
It
years.
should at least have a ninja, dude. Who was the best assassins of all time? Ninjas. Hello.
I mean,
But see, to me, the more people you have working on something, the more disconnect you have.
right.
Because if you look at Nintendo games, like let's go ahead and mention the game that should not be mentioned, Mario Kart. Who worked on that?
Oh,
Nintendo.
Yeah, D.
Who worked on
Well-
Smash Brothers? Besides Hal. I mean, that's Nintendo. I mean, basically, they may branch out to one other person, one other developer, but it's always pretty much one or two people, primarily them.
Well, as the saying goes, man, too many hands in the pot makes the food go bad.
Even look at Call of Duty. Look at Call of Duty. First, it was just Infinity Ward, and they made great games. And then Modern Warfare 3, you got Infinity Ward and a couple other people, Raven, which they weren't even
Treyarch.
mentioned. Treyarch, yeah, exactly. So now you got, and then the next game is going to have what, 3 or 4, if not more than that.
Yeah, they got to get them out. Yeah, get them out every year. That's the only way to be able to do it.
And all they're doing is making a video game version of Elysium.
Well, at this point in time, man, Activision probably has a factory of little Indian children somewhere making Call of Duty games.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Because I mean, come on, you're pressing these things off way too fast.
Yeah.
It's like a factory right now, just boom, boom, boom.
No.
Come
like
on.
I said, electronic assembly line games.
No, but
Mhm.
all they're doing, they're taking the same thing made from. They're taking the same engine. They say, oh, we made some upgrades to it. Yeah, upgrades. It's not a different engine. You basically added some more stuff to the same engine, and you're pressing out the same game. Like
Yo,
I
Ken,
was,
man.
I was laughing when I seen that they lined up. I think it was Modern Warfare 3 and Ghost with the cutscenes in the game. They were almost identical.
Ken, man, you're lying because the fish move out of the way, okay?
Oh
Move out of the
Lord.
way.
Yeah, you know the thing is that
Mario at all.
Call of Duty is always the one that gets it. You know, it's the whipping boy of these same games. But there are a few other series out there, like Assassin's Creed, that get by. You know, without.
It shouldn't, in my mind, because now we've got 2 Assassin's Creed this year. Great.
I'm not buying either one of them. They will be rentals at best.
And that's a shame that they sat up there and basically beat a franchise to death, where it's coming out that many times that and so often. And don't nobody bring up Mario U, because, like I said, that whole thing with Mario, the Luigi U is supposed to be DLC. That don't count.
No, but you know what? When they mention that, I tell them, I say, when you compare Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty, and you compare like Mario and things like that, it's like every iteration of Mario is different. Like there may be some that are similar side scrolling, but you cannot say that Mario Brothers 3 and Mario World are exactly the same. They're not.
Well, you
Just
have
like
to
you can't say that
remember when
Mario
Nintendo makes games,
But
they design the game character and gameplay first before they even decide what the title is gonna be. They don't just be like, okay, let's make a new Mario game. They straight up say, okay, let's come up with a new gameplay game, and they work from there.
But they also
Instead of
design their
but you know what I
console around the game.
yeah, but even with that,
Yep.
aren't there more Assassin's Creeds out in the last 10 years, or Call of Duty's out in the last 10 years than there are Mario, even side-scroller Mario games with the 3D Mario game?
Yeah.
Last
Yeah,
10
that is true. Because the fact that Assassin's Creed launches every freaking year now, and New Super Mario Brothers U, they at least wait like what, 3 years, I would say.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed is the new Street Fighter, and let me tell you why. They
Exactly.
made Assassin's Creed 1, Assassin's Creed 2, Assassin's Creed 2 Part 1, Assassin's Creed 2 Part 2, and they moved to 3.
Excuse me, but there are what, 3 new Super Mario games, and they're all on different systems.
Uh-huh. And also the 3D Marios, there's already like what, 7, I think? 7?
Yeah, there's only,
Not even much.
there's only 5 3D Mario games.
No, it's only 5. Yeah, it's only 5 3D. It's 6,
5.
9. Yeah, it's only 5.
Wow, and then guess what? They don't even come out every year. That's the fun part.
Every 5 years, if you're lucky.
Every like 5 years.
Yeah.
When you agreed to make money and make, iterations and versions of a game begins to affect the storyline, that's when I can forgive you, because Ken just brought it up. Assassin's Creed 1, excellent. 2, excellent, lovely, improved upon the first in every way. And here I am expecting 3, the end of the Desmond cycle. And then we got Revelations, which in my opinion were one of the worst in the franchise. Never heard of Revelation. We got Brotherhood, then Revelations, right? And then 3 was just kind of I mean, it had the freaking boat sections, but honestly, the protagonist sucked. I'm sorry for everyone who likes the American Revolution, but I didn't really like it. I'm sorry.
A lot of people did.
I love the setting. The game itself just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
I only bought the game because I bought it from someone brand new with the collector's edition magazine for $25, both of them together.
And then the one thing that saved Assassin's Creed 4 for me was the fact that compared to Connor, Edward was like, whoa, this man's like a firecracker compared to Connor. Connor just didn't have anything to him. Of course, added to that, the setting in Caribbean, I'm a little biased in that section. But, yeah, it is getting too much at this point, because let me tell you something. Spoiler alert. Assassin's Creed 4, you spend the majority of the game not being an assassin. Just saying. You're just a dude with a pirate ship and a crew who kills people.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
then you become an assassin. Pretty much
You're a
towards the end
pirate.
of the game. Yeah.
You're a pirate.
You serious?
But you know what though? Assassin's Creed should have been a franchise that comes out every 3 years, maybe 4. See, to me, 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, that could have been all one game.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
that could have been all one game, because 3 started with the naval warfare, then 4 pretty much focused on it. But those could have been all one game.
I remember when I got to that point in the game, man. The dude walked up to me because I just tried to save one of the people who were in the Brotherhood, the Assassin's Brotherhood. He walked up to me with the suit, hands it to me, and said, "Well, you haven't exactly deserved this, but I feel like it's my duty to give it to you." And I'm like, "Dude, what are you freaking giving this to me for? I'm almost done." The hell? I'm like, if you didn't recognize me as an assassin, freaking 40 hours in, I think I don't need it.
and yeah, I think what you're saying, alluding to, is the kind of game that Assassin's Creed is doesn't really hold well for a yearly release, like a Call of Duty or Battlefield. Those are sports games, basically sports games.
Esports for the
Right,
loot.
they're esports, right? So those are more acceptable to be a yearly release than a Assassin's Creed that has this kind of heavy story going on.
No, they're not.
You know?
No, they're not. Even they shouldn't be yearly releases.
I'm just trying to give
Yeah, I
Assassin's
get the point now.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, the way I see it is, unless they're going to do something significant with the storyline of these shooters, that they should be, like I said, if they're going to do something very significant, I mean, that they should be setting up here and not releasing them as often. They should be like about every 4 years, actually.
Oh, don't.
So-
Why would they do that when they can actually make $1 billion with their release? Because people are going to still flock to it. I mean, that's a great business decision. If we know idiots are going to come buy the game every year, why stop making it every year?
But why do that and kill it off in 10 years when you can have a Mario for 30 years, 30 plus years? Because this Assassin's Creed could be an iconic for ongoing series for Ubisoft. But when you release the thing every year, it's gonna get killed off. Remember how epic and wonderful, how much money that Guitar Heroes made? What they at now?
Yeah.
What they at?
But you know why, T? The reason why is because you mentioned this in one of your videos, the impatient gamer. Since we're impatient gamers, like when I played Call of Duty, years ago, I couldn't wait for Modern Warfare 2. I was ecstatic, but maybe they should have waited a few years to release it. We want things soon because we're enjoying the one we have, and we don't want it to stop. But they seen a way like, well, if we can punch one out every year, use the same engine, make the same environments, just change up the scenery, we can still make $200-300 million based off of just the
I know
know-how.
why they do it. I understand it. They do it for money. I don't begrudge any business for wanting to make money, but wouldn't you like to make money for decades to come instead of just getting what you can out of the thing, basically raping it?
That's
throwing
the
it to the side of the road.
That's
Well,
kind of the difference between having like a short-term vision and a long-term.
Right.
It's a marathon.
So,
The thing is,
son,
the
not a
worst
sprint.
thing- the worst thing that I've seen in gaming so far is look what's going on with King Software and how they sat up there and are killing it with the Candy Crush saga. I mean, killing it. This thing is a simple game that's like, similar to like Bejeweled and all that stuff that we've seen before. People act like it's something new and it's exciting and oh my god, we're crushing candy, yay!
Yeah.
listen, hey, don't even get me started on mobile gaming, man. Mobile gaming is a freaking cancer. I don't care what you say. It could go away, die, jump off a cliff. I don't like it. I
It's
hate
a
it.
cancer towards
Seriously.
gaming.
I'm right there with you, man. But I
What,
would
Candy Crush?
any mobile
In the
game.
words- In the words of
Yeah.
Michael Pachter, it is the future.
Yo, look, listen. Michael Pachter could kiss my ass, man. Seriously.
Hey, Michael Pachter knows gaming, okay? He knows it.
Like, he's such a great analyst, man. He knows what Nintendo needs, especially to go mobile. So that's what they got.
Because
Pachter
it
is as dumb
works.
as a bucket of shrimp.
Look, man, you can tell mobile gaming works. Look at what it's done for Square Enix and Capcom.
Burn.
And let the church say yeah.
But to touch on what T said, these companies have found another easy way to make money, and it's not just annual releases; it's bringing back old versions of games called remastered and HD version. Those are even easier to crank out than it is for them to make a yearly release of Assassin's Creed. Why not just bring back Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 and call it HD Remix?
Yeah, games. Don't you want to re-unbox your PS4?
Yeah, guess what? No. Because I already played the overhyped of us. Okay, so
They overhyped of us.
I don't want to go with that. And also for the fact that listen, you do not bring out a remastering of a game that's only a year out. This is the second. This is pissing me off now.
Not even a year.
This is the second title in the freaking so-called next generation that is the so-called definitive remastered edition. Because for real, I understand if it's a game from PS2, the GameCube, like that generation, or even more. But a game from a year, or not even when they announced it like 7 months ago, like for real, no, you don't do that.
Games, to make it even worse, from a system that is from your predecessor that's currently outselling your successor.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
the
you
fact
mean to
that
tell me your old system is still selling quite well and it's actually just as popular, but you say let's bring out a version for the PS4 folks.
And actually, I heard somebody. Oh my god! Oh, it was so funny. I heard somebody when I was at GameStop. I heard somebody literally be like, "Yo, they're making it a Last of Us thing. Yo, I'm gonna get a PS4 now." I'm just like, "Oh my god." And the thing is, he said he already played it, so that made it even dumber.
What makes it even worse is that they didn't add any additional content to this game.
No, they
And
didn't.
If they would have said, hey, we got another 1 hour of content, even though it's not even worth it, but still, you give me something to make me purchase it again. They didn't give you anything.
Yep.
They
Because
just changed the lighting.
literally, I'm literally getting sick of this. Why would you buy a new? It's just like for a sports game. Why would you buy a new console for a game that's gonna come out and, oh my god, probably be boring in the next month?
This is gonna continue. This ain't just a one-off thing. This is gonna be a trend.
This
What is
literally, this
Because they have no games. That's why
This
they have
is-
to do it. They have no games.
this is the payback. This is karma. This is what happens when you do not put backwards compatibility. Right now, I would be using my PS4 to be playing my Kingdom Hearts HD remix. I'll be playing it for that. But I can't. Can I?
Yeah, well, yeah, because that's half the problem. Because like I know a lot of people got upset when Nintendo did it, but I'm like, dude, if you think about it, and I know I've said this on multiple occasions, if you have a new console right now, there is no excuse for any of these consoles to not be able to go backwards, because you know that stuff is going to get pushed back. If you are an executive, you should already know, okay, yeah, we said this game is going to come out. Unforeseen things happen. We had to push this back to 2015. We need to have something so they can play. So we need to make it at least backward compatible to the last gen, so they can at least play it. Because when you put the systems, the PS4, the Xbox One, right next to a 360 and a PS3 on the same TV with the same settings, I'm telling you, people, it's not that much of a difference.
Exactly.
But hey, why would they do that? Because if you look at those systems, the same excuse they used in the media years ago with the PS3. Keeping the old generation technology in there is too complex of a task and it's not worth the while, like they did with the Emotion Engine in the PS3.
Well, here's the thing about that, though. See, they said that, but now look at what they're doing. PlayStation Now, that's all backward compatibility.
And guess what? Guess what
Microsoft-
game it has on there too? The Last of Us.
Yeah. So, and Microsoft has theirs. They're supposedly supposed to bring out a E3 that's going to be like PlayStation Now, where you can go back and play games on the original Xbox and the 360.
So hold on, Gabe.
I find that very odd because was it Matrick that said backwards compatibility is in itself backwards?
Yep, but Matrick ain't that no more easy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Hold on, I want to make sure I heard this correctly. Games just said this, I think. What you're saying to me that on what is it, PS Now or PS? What is it? PS Plus.
Now.
Yeah, PS Now.
You're
PlayStation
saying
Now.
to me that on your PS4, you can play the PS3 version of Last of Us?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in the list. It's on the list.
So basically, they want you to also think about getting this amazing remastered edition of The Last of Us that's in stores on the PS4 case and everything, you know, being displayed there. But guess what? They also want you to also rent it, or I don't know how that. It's a renting, right?
It's a rental service, yeah.
Exactly. So literally, they want you to also get that if you don't want to get that too. So basically, what you're gonna be spending for that rental, I guess, $5.
but
no,
games,
$5
man, you're probably being a little unfair right now because you are being unfair, in fact, because The Last of Us is different from The Last of Us Remastered.
Why? Because it has remastered?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah,
Are you really gonna play the other one?
Guys.
Acne. You get to see Ellie's acne in full detail.
Guys, can I add something to that? Like
Go for it.
again, I said before, this I'm telling you, backwards compatibility sells. If the Wii U, if everyone know about the Wii U, that the fact that it has backwards compatibility with the original Wii and Wii accessories, the system would have sold a lot more. Because, like I said, there's another customer that's told me that, you know, I told him, like, no, actually he told me that he wants to buy a PS4, but he doesn't want to get rid of his PS3 because of the games, right? So basically, I told him about, yeah, I think if I told him that why you shouldn't really get the PS4 as of yet, because the fact that a lot of the games are coming out for the PS4 are also out on PS3 or coming out on PS3. And I even talked to him about the Wii U, and the guy actually was sort of considering into buying the Wii U because I actually told him that the Wii U is fully backwards compatible with the original Wii and Wii accessories. You know, like I said before, I kept telling the customers about it. They were more intrigued by it to the point of actually thinking about buying it in the near future. Especially at this time. That's why I cannot wait till I get to work tomorrow. I'm hoping that I can manage to sell a bunch of Mario Kart 8 bundles.
You know what though? I think Nintendo dropped the ball when it comes to that because, I mean, I know they didn't have all this stuff when the system initially launched, but since they can really kill the other two or damage them just by including even a few free downloadable games from the Wii U Virtual Console. Like, imagine if you bought a Wii U and you got like Super Mario World with it, or Super Mario Brothers 3, or even Excite Bike if it came on the console.
That can work too, actually.
That would actually sell a lot more. If you tell them like, oh hey, you ever played a Nintendo? You played a 64? Oh, guess what? This has GoldenEye built in it. I mean, that in itself could sell the console easily.
Oh, definitely. I agree with you there.
Yeah, but it won't be GoldenEye because it's rare.
Yeah, it could be either
or MGM actually.
Right.
Yeah, the license for 007. I don't know who has it now. I don't know.
Activision.
Nintendo got money. Nintendo has money.
Nintendo ain't spending money. That's how you keep money.
Well, no. They are now. If you look at these stock car. I mean, honestly, their market is almost on par with Sony.
I'm telling you, they fired the other people.
And well, I think they're not gonna be in the red after it's over with.
Iwata's just like, you have failed us, so now commit seppuku, because we have found new people.
Nah. Dude, like I said, man,
you have failed me for the last time.
They're looking at previous marketing team, like, well, we like what you've done. The Color Cube advertisement was creative, but get out.
Well, will you be working next?
The ninjas will escort you out.
These people are gonna do seppuku? God dang.
Yeah. I'll laugh if it's those ninjas from that game on Nintendo Land. I will laugh.
The bodyguard. Remember that? Sorry, Zig, but you remember the bodyguard from the Nintendo Direct or that little Nintendo video made by Mega 64 that let Reggie in? That's one of the ninjas.
Imagine this situation if, as soon as the marketing team is fired, they start writing like, "You can't do this, and Reggie is some higher up just snaps his fingers in a dark corner in the room and just see two eyes.
Yeah, you can do it. Hey, Fees a mech, bro.
Fees a mech.
All right.
Okay. All right, then. Zen, you had a topic?
Oh yeah, just a simple one. So, speaking of annual releases, I guess we're getting Call of Duty, huh? After people were making a big fuss. You ain't getting it. Blah 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 blah. People look. Listen, it's Call of Duty. It's Activision. Okay. If it hasn't been established in your head by now that Activision is quite literally the whore of the video game industry, then I don't know what it's gonna take, really.
I want Activision to go back to the Tony Hawk days, man.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, you mean when they actually make good games?
Yes.
And you know what the bad thing about this is that where Call of Duty is concerned, it's bad because it's annualized. Well, it's affected because it's annualized. Let's put it that way. And what gave Battlefield its edge was that it was not. And now it is, because EA has promised people that they will be revealing Battlefield Hardline. Yay!
Woo! In other words, Bad Company 3?
Yeah. You see, the thing I can't understand about that, Battlefield Hardline comes out, I'm sure, this year, either October or November, to compete with Advanced Warfare, when Battlefield 4 ain't even working yet. Come on.
Wow.
Seriously.
Broken company gives out a broken game.
You want to know what kills me about this whole situation? That the guy said, "Oh, you're not getting this," and they haven't announced it. Blah blah blah. And obviously, you all ends up getting the games all the time. When that happens, the argument changes to, "Well, you ain't gonna get the best version.
You ain't gonna get the DLC.
You ain't gonna get the DLC." It's like, hold on. I mean, look, I don't care either way because I'm not a Call of Duty dude. You know, I'll buy one here and there every once in a while. You know, maybe every few years, but these dudes, they go from, "Oh, you ain't getting it, haha," and then they get it, and then it's, "Oh, well, mine is better."
What you should say is, I'm thankful I'm not going to have to pay for DLC. I'm thankful I'm not going to get ripped off, and my game needs multiple patches just to work, if it still works after that. It's like, for example, when it came to Black Ops 2, I didn't care about the DLC because all it does is break up the damn rooms when you're trying to play other people online, because only 10% of the population even gets the DLC.
Right. I mean, that's the thing.
No.
You can't burn me with, "You ain't getting no DLC." I don't buy DLC anyway. So talk about DLC. I'm not getting that. I don't care because I'm not getting it anyway.
I call DLC deliberately left out content.
Oh, nice.
Because honestly, you cannot tell me that these 4 maps you're giving me, that you didn't make these bastards by 6 months before the game came out. It only took you a year to make the game. All you did was press, recoat with a new coat of paint, and then release. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
It goes.
when you think about how this industry is and how messed up it is, here we go again with the Nintendo Wizard of the World stuff. We got people tripping off because we've got a Mercedes-Benz in the game as free DLC. On the other side, we've got Decapre, which is pretty much Cammy, coming to a brand new version of a game you played 19 times.
Yeah. Not even that, but even worse. Do you guys remember, of course, Forza 3 and Forza 4?
Mm-hmm.
Like, Forza 3 had, at least a good 10 to 20 car packs. Each one cost, $5. And then, 8 months later, they released a game called the Ultimate Edition that was $30. $30 cheaper than the original price, and it came with all the DLC for free. So some people spent $60 on the game and then bought $100 in DLC. You just gave it all away for $30. They made people mad after that. But even with Forza 4, I didn't buy any DLC. I'm like, why would I spend my hard-earned money on a car and then have to earn money in the game just to purchase it with in-game credits? That's double dipping. If I'm gonna pay you for something, it better be available immediately.
That's lazy gamers.
And
take the time to get it, the right way.
And then look at Capcom. I remember when they had, was it Marvel's Capcom 3? They tried to charge you for each character or something like that.
Look, listen, don't even get me started on Capcom, man. Capcom is just a freaking mess, man. I'm telling you. Okay. How many times are you? It's either you laugh or you cry, man, and I choose to laugh. How many times are you gonna bring out the same game to the same audience? Seriously, it doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't.
Well, you know why? They really don't have any real competition. To me, the only game that comes that's better than Street Fighter is probably Guilty Gear, but it didn't get enough exposure. But to me, it's a much better game. But ask yourself, how many fighting games out there, 2D fighting games, actually compete with Street Fighter?
King of
I'll
Fighters.
wait. Yeah, but they can compete. But when's the last time you've seen a decent one come out?
The last
Been a
one.
while. Been a while.
Actually, the last one was decent, but they haven't made
Mortal
one since
Kombat.
then. That was the problem.
Exactly.
Mortal
They're-
Kombat is good, but it
Yeah.
doesn't have the following, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
They say Street Fighter is one of those hype games too.
Yeah, it has become one. To me, it hasn't been good, really good, since Street Fighter 3.
Yep. I agree with you there.
I'm telling you, their easy way to make money, bring back the Mega Buster, man. Bring them back.
I mean, where comes Capcom, man? How do you allow the guy you created one of your most popular franchises, characters, IPs, to go start another IP that is pretty much that? How do you allow another company to do better homage for that same character than you've done within the last decade? That is mind-blowing to me.
And not even that, but how do you allow that after you see the response to his game? Like, how do you still sit on Mega Man after you see that response? How many millions of dollars they raised for that game?
Did we
$3 million.
discover this before? Capcom don't like money.
It don't make sense.
Capcom, dude.
Speaking of Mighty Number 9,
My beef with Capcom, though, so they're gonna spend their money on a new IP, which is all right. That's cool, but deep down, I mean, wasn't that game supposed to come out already?
You was
Like, for
supposed to. It got pushed back again.
What,
I
Legend 3?
wonder why.
Deep down.
Oh,
Deep down
Deep Down.
got pushed back.
And you know what's something to like? They're using their so-called one. I don't even know because after the
No,
Monster Hunter
they-
thing,
You see,
I don't know how
Capcom
much
ain't got no
money they
money,
have.
man. Capcom ain't got no money, man. You see,
Come on, Lost Planet.
It's the money.
their budget is deep down.
Yeah.
Ha
They had to dig deep in their pockets to find some money.
that
That's what
you know
happened.
what?
Sony was basically funding that game. Then Sony looked at their financials and said, "Oh, we can't afford this." And then Capcom was kind of stuck. I think that's what happened to that game. You might not ever see Deep Down.
But
the
think
thing
about how
is-
many.
Deep Down might come to Last Guardian.
But
No, well, see, the thing is, we might be deep down within the PS4's life cycle before we see it.
but the sad part is, out of all the fighting franchises out there, Street Fighter franchise has a very deep and very interesting story and a very big following. Like fighting games always lack a good story, with the exception of that Mortal Kombat that came out like a couple of years back.
Excellent.
But that game, Street Fighter, they can make a game that has such a deep story to follow it, and they can make a great game if they stop trying to make these broken systems that allow a person to get you in one combo and it never ends.
No, they gotta stop. They
yeah.
gotta stop with this Ultra Super Omega stupid edition. Like, god dang, just come out with 5 already. Like, because I'm literally like,
That's their problem, though. They still stuck in the past.
exactly.
Capcom
Like,
can't
I get it. People love Street Fighter 4. The people at Evo,
Oh,
like,
gosh.
yeah,
The
woo,
people
woo,
love
woo.
Street
and people think Nintendo is behind the times.
Hey, Games, I got a real quick question, man.
What?
I thought numbers only existed up to 4. I had no idea there was 5. Really, you just blew my mind, man. There's 5? Wow.
Talk to people that love Half-Life.
You know what?
Don't bring that up.
There are 2 franchises I think Capcom should revive. I mean, besides Mega Man, there are 2 others. One is the Rival School,
Yep.
Yep.
and 2, I would say Plasma Sword.
Yeah, I
Or
can agree
Breath
with
of
both of
Fire.
those.
Or Breath of Fire.
Or Power Stone.
Power Stone. I still have
Yeah.
that. I have 2 for Dreamcast.
Yep, I got both of them.
It depends on Power Stone because they kind of let Smash take over that.
No, but see, it would be different. But I always
Power
wonder
Stone's
why
a
the Power
distinguished
Stone lack online
separate
play.
game.
It needs it.
Yeah.
I think Power
Yeah,
Stone
I mean,
would be fun with online.
If Power Stone came out, I have a feeling it would suffer the same fate as All Stars, just another Smash clone. Even though technically it
came
was
first.
first, yeah. So
But the thing
But
is, they slept on it too long. They shouldn't have slept on it.
But you know what though? Is that really out of realm of possibilities for Nintendo to acquire or offer Sega Dreamcast games? They got GameCube on the way.
They do have the what's it called?
Well, they did have a couple of them actually come to GameCube, like Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah, they could easily get
Sonic
Dreamcast
Adventure
games.
2. Yeah, so I don't see why they wouldn't.
Because honestly, if they brought, Jet Set Radio and Crazy Taxi and games like that to, Wii U, Virtual Console, I'd be the first one to buy them.
Yeah, I would, because Crazy Taxi was my jam back in college.
Man, why would you want those when you can get the HD versions already?
Well, I mean, it would be in HD either way.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh, guys, can I add in something? Speaking of Mighty Number 9, there was a brand new trailer for it, and I saw it, and holy crap, my mind was blown.
Well, Inafune is close to Nintendo in a way because he does the same thing they do.
You see, Afune. Oh God, Afune. I wish he was my father.
You mean
So it's
Inafune?
literally-
Inafune. Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care.
Well, hold on, how you gonna wish he's your father? This
All right, but the thing,
contradicting yourself.
Okay, man. Hold on. Before we continue, man, I apologize on behalf of Games Rosa. He's a little bit emotional, so I'm sorry to Games Rosa's father. I'm really sorry, man. I feel for you. I do. Anyway, proceed.
All right.
Mega Man
So
Legends
that-
3 is pretty
All right,
much the
look.
9/11 of the moments.
We did not talk about that.
I'm talking.
All right, but the thing is, literally, this man created great game, other than Mega Man 2, but not Mega Man. You guys get what I mean. But anyway, it's just literally, I don't know why Capcom. He even offered himself to finish the game, right? The game we're gonna call it. So literally, I don't know. Capcom's just like, nope, still canceled. Screw everybody. All the artwork you sent in, we're gonna put it towards our chimney. I don't know. But anyway, it's just literally, I really want Keiji to literally just go and do his best. Like he is doing his best. I want him to keep creating all these great games in remembrance of Mega Man. Because literally,
Hey, Rosa,
Huh?
Rockman Dash 3.
that still means.
I didn't say what you didn't want me to say.
Hey. I know.
I just want.
I know what you mean by dash, though. I know.
I just want Mega. I almost said Mega Man. Goddamn. Mighty Number 9.
We want Rock back.
I
For real.
I just wanted to blow up, sell trillions of freaking copies, and have what is it? Concept blow up, be a big third party.
Exactly.
Just on the success of that alone.
I don't care.
Just so Capcom could, just realize what they let go.
I don't care.
Just
Go-
realize what they let go.
I don't care. Just literally, just go all out. Because for real, Capcom is gonna be shitting their pants. All right.
Isn't it little?
Mhm.
Oh, go ahead.
What?
I thought you were saying something else.
Oh, but they literally are, because once this game comes out, I donated because I'm just like, yeah, heck yeah, bring this out now. So
By the way, KG, if you're listening, man, if you ever get an offer from any other bigger company to buy your IP, don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. I'm telling you.
I don't think you will. I really don't
unless
think you
unless
will.
it's Nintendo.
I don't think you will.
peculiar that his company is called Concept. Capcom, anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
that is true.
I
But
mean, that's-
literally, KG, he's doing his work. He's literally, I like the little videos that they come out with sometimes showing the development. Him with all the other guys. Just having fun making the game. That's what gaming is right there. Having fun, either if you're a developer or anything, making a game, having fun with making the game.
Here.
Not just being like, all right, copy, paste. All right, that was map number 1.
Control.
No.
It's
No,
just
I'm telling you, man, because that's what they do for some of these games. Just like
I know.
copy, paste. Hey, dude, in Cubicle 9, what's the name again? What's this year's name? No, this year's name, not last year. This year.
You know what though? But see, the people that do that now,
Advanced Omega Warfighter.
the people that do that now,
Elysium.
hey, man, I want to hear this. Are the indie developers? They're the only ones that are passionate anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where the passion's at, is the indie developers. Because these poor, it's easy to blame the developers of these bigger studios, but it's not their fault. It's the publisher's fault. They're put in these cubicles, and they're forced to regurgitate these games all the time, and you lose your passion when you do
like,
that.
you mean like EA did with BioWare or Mass
Exactly.
Effect? Yeah,
Exactly.
they ruined that for the most part.
Literally, it's just why would you just do that? It's just literally right now when I saw No Man's Sky, an indie game, I'm just like,
Why did you bring up BioWare? Pain. The pain is still fresh. Oh Lord.
Well, they should. I mean, and also look at BioShock. I mean,
That was definitely a passion project, but it was destroyed because they didn't make the money they wanted to make.
but see, but to touch on that, do you know that like a lot of these games that like to me, if a game even sells 500,000 copies in the first year, to me that's in a sense that's successful if you didn't spend $500 million on it. But do you know that Square, when it comes to Tomb Raider, not the definitive version, just the regular version, do you know that they were actually expecting to get COD sales with that game?
Oh yeah.
It's like, I'm like, so they actually said like the game to meet sales expectations, so it's kind of like a flop, which means they wouldn't bring it to really any other console. So it's like you gave yourself a COD expectation. You shouldn't even want to compare yourself to COD in the first place, not even in terms of sales.
I mean,
Unrealistic expectations, man. Just unrealistic. Yeah.
why were they aiming that high? I don't. It's Tomb Raider. I mean, it's not going to appeal to everybody.
And even Ubisoft were aiming for that with Splinter Cell and Rayman Legends. It's like it's so below expectations. Okay, the game sold millions. What were you expecting? Tens of millions? You're not. This is not the overly hyped Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
You made a game. The game is great, but since you didn't overly hype it and do all the marketing, well, of course you're not going to sell 10 million copies in the first month. That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
These games will not have such a big following.
I think as far as Splinter Cell goes, they were thinking that they were gonna have that fan base come back, but when the last couple of games weren't that great, and they were kind of spread out, that audience kind of moved on, So you had to re-hype them again, and they didn't really do that. So.
Oh, and to add to that, Ubisoft the CEO released a statement saying that Watch Dogs was their biggest, has had the biggest release of any title in their company history. And the first thing that came to my mind was, that's not saying much. It really isn't. It's like Microsoft comparing their Xbox Live hours on the Xbox One to the Xbox 360. You're not saying much. But you're quick to point out that, oh, well, the Wii doesn't have a large enough install base, so we're not going to focus on it. You're quick to point out the sales figures of the Wii U, but now you do want to make a vague statement saying it's our biggest release ever. Give us some sales numbers. How good did it really do? Right. That's on the wraps.
Speaking of wraps, if anybody doesn't have any other topics, it's about that time. It's about that time that we just sit up here and call it, because we've been on here for a while. And I know a lot of y'all got an addiction y'all need to feed.
And some of us need to get back on
feeding it to this day.
On
Trust
that game.
me, I am not opposed to rapping right now because I'm sitting here, I'm getting the sweats. Let's do this.
Yeah. Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, we're going to wrap it up then, and we're going to be doing our outros, unlike what I did at the beginning, just going right up, into it. All right, we're going to be starting over here from my left, the Games Rosa. Do your thing, man.
Oh, you start with me first. Oh, how kind. But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this podcast. With that certain game, MK8. All right, I'm just gonna say it, whatever. With Mario Kart 8, we gotta play this a little bit over, so that way we can do this tournament thing. But don't worry about that. That'll be planned in for sometime. Sometime. But hopefully you guys can join in on that. And if you guys want to verse us, go ahead. I mean, just let us know. You're gonna get your butt.
You'll be all right, Games. You'll be all right.
But anyway, guys, hopefully you enjoyed it. And Mega Gamer Man here signing out. Remember, don't lose your way. Don't be afraid. Just game till the end. All right, back to this game.
All right. Up next is Gilligan Stash. Do your thing, Gilligan.
Alright, it's Gilligan here. It's good to be back in the Gamers at Large podcast. And all I'm going to say is right now is Turbotastic.
Alrighty then. Up next is Andre, a.k.a. Letters. Do your thing, man.
Well, people, I'm sorry I rolled in late, but you know what? I still enjoyed the podcast as I listened to most of it before I got here. Yeah, it sucks I can't be a part of the ass beatery. Oh crap! Sorry, Quan. Sorry, I can't be a part of the butt kickery of Mario Kart 8 yet, but y'all will see me soon. I think Zen has the win record right now, so I'm coming for that. I'm coming for that.
You ain't missing anything, man.
All because of that one cart. Don't get all cocky.
Oh Lord.
Hey! Stop trying to take my wins away from me, okay? It's skill.
I have been. Yeah,
A
right.
win is a win, a loss is a loss. Accept it like a man.
There we go.
And on that note,
Who shows that are gonna hit me with? Sorry.
okay. Up next we got Jay. Jay, do your thing.
Hey everybody, it's Jay from the Game Cafe. Got a review coming up on Tuesday, so check that out, and I'll see you guys then.
Alrighty. Up next we got Ken. Ken, what's up, man?
Hi, this is Ken, aka Dr. Feelgood here. Really enjoyed being here tonight, and like Andre, you know, I'm hoping on Monday I'll be part of the butt kickery. And Zen, I'm coming for you. No sleeping.
Okay.
Leave it at that.
So no, I have a real good question. Why would they want to beat me? I don't get it.
Because you hold the record, dude. You hold the wins right now.
I hadn't even seen this record. I've just seen the fact that he's probably logged more hours than all the other people playing Mario Kart 8 worldwide.
Okay. I think I better hurry up with these sign-offs because it's getting heated in here.
Yeah, let's hurry up.
Right. Up next we got Mrs. T. Mrs. T, do your thing, bro.
Hey there, fools. Mr. T, the Mr. T Show. Besides playing that Heroin Crack 8, I will be uploading some really interesting, fun videos coming up here with Bernie Glickman, my publicist, and you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. And my Wii U Gamepad Advantage video. I know y'all been waiting on that one, so stay tuned.
Alrighty. And up next we got the Good Shepherd. Good Shepherd, do your thing, man.
Sorry guys, I wasn't able to contribute as much tonight, but I hope y'all enjoyed the podcast. Had some family obligations. Let's get down to Mario Kart 8 after this. Let's go, guys. Come on, chop chop.
Up next we got the Zen Gamer who be trolling everybody over here getting first place left and right. Do your thing, bro.
All right, people. Thank you for listening, watching, viewing. You're awesome for doing so. I'm the Zen Gamer and Zendo. Make sure to check out the ZGZ. See if you like what you like. If you don't, stick around anyway. Now, all I gotta say is needle strap, Mario Kart. Let's do this.
I'm surprised he didn't sign off doing his sign off.
He is injecting Mario Kart into his blood.
Oh Lord. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys get to your morphine ketamine 8 real quick, but just hold on. Let me do my sign off.
I like that. Morphine ketamine 8.
Alright, and this is me, QMC. You know how I do. It's Kwame Manchu, and as I always say, everybody, whatever's clever, do your thing.
Nintendo for the fun.
Someone will get their butt whooped.